There are places in this world that breathe, that remember. Their walls, like ancient parchment, retain every murmur, every heartbeat. And this place, this house, carried the weight of countless tragedies within its very bones. When I was called to the House of Usher, I did not yet understand the depth of its suffering, nor mine. As I approached, the fog thickened around me, like some ancient spirit trying to obscure my vision. The house stood before me, silent yet breathing, as if it awaited its next victim with unblinking, hollow eyes. I felt an unnameable dread, a terror that seemed to rise not from my own soul, but from the earth itself.
You heard the call. I knew you would come, but the house, it does not welcome strangers. Do not listen too closely to its whispers. They carry words meant to ensnare the mind, to steal the breath from your lips.
Roderick, you look as if sleep has long been a stranger. What is this place, this home, done to you?
Sleep? There is no sleep here. Only restless nights and wandering thoughts. You see, this house, no, not just the house, the very stones are steeped in a lingering death.
The air inside was heavy, stifling, as if I had walked into a tomb sealed for centuries. Every creak, every groan of the floorboards beneath my feet felt like a warning. Roderick seemed more ghost than man, a living memory trapped within these ancient walls. The light in here, it feels almost afraid to touch anything. What is it that haunts you, Roderick?
Not what, but who. They watch us. The walls have eyes, old friend. Every breath, every shadow. It is as if the house itself conspires against me, whispering tales of my doom.
You speak of shadows as if they were flesh and bone. But Roderick, shadows cannot harm you.
They cannot, but they do. At night, when all is silent, they press upon my chest, suffocate my thoughts, and stir within the very marrow of my bones. The house lives. It feeds on my fear.
She lay there, pale and fragile, like a marble effigy carved to commemorate some tragic soul. But beneath that stillness, I felt an energy, a flicker of awareness that chilled me to the bone. The house seemed to exhale, as if acknowledging my dread. Your sister. There's something strange about her presence, her eyes. They seem to follow even as she lies there motionless.
Madeline and I, we are bound by blood, and by the house's will. It clings to her as it clings to me. If she were to die, I fear the walls themselves would weep, and the earth would shudder beneath the weight of our sorrow.
This is madness, Roderick. What you speak of, it defies reason.
Reason has no place here. The house, it knows. It waits for us in silence, and in darkness, it listens to every heartbeat, every breath, every last scream.
The vault was cold and damp, the air thick with decay. I could almost feel the ancient stones pressing in around me, as if eager to claim another life for their endless grave. Roderick's hands shook as we laid Madeline to rest, and in that moment, the house seemed to hold its breath. Roderick, are you certain she wished to be entombed here in this place of death?
It is not the house that binds her here, but something far older, something within us both. She will rest, but not in peace, for peace has long since abandoned these halls.
This is folly, Roderick. What if she is still alive?
Alive or dead, it matters not. For in the end, we are all prisoners of this place, and it will not let us go until it is ready to devour our very souls.
The storm raged outside, and with every bolt of lightning, the house seemed to shudder as if in agony. Roderick sat in a trance, his eyes wide with terror, his fingers trembling against the armrests of his chair. It was then that I heard it. A distant, muffled sound, like the scraping of nails against stone. Roderick, what is happening? What are those sounds?
It is her. She calls to me from the dark. I sealed her away, but the house, It awoke her. It wants her back. It will not let her rest.
You buried her alive, Roderick. What madness is this?
Not madness. It is fate. The house demands a sacrifice, and it will have one. Or two. Before the night is through.
The door burst open, and there she stood, pale, bloodied, her eyes wide with a rage that seemed almost inhuman. Roderick let out a scream, a primal, wretched cry that seemed to echo through every corridor, every shadowed room. And in that moment, the house seemed to groan with delight, as if it had finally received its due. Madeline, dear God.
It was the house. It made me do it. It wanted this. It wanted her.
Roderick, brother, you cannot escape. You brought this upon us.
We must leave this place before it claims us all. I fled, my mind reeling with terror, as the house seemed to come alive around me. The walls cracked and crumbled, and with a deafening roar, the entire structure collapsed into the tarn below. As I turned back one last time, I saw the reflection of the house in the water, a reflection that seemed almost alive. And then it was gone.